the most important things for human beings is to learn the art of forgiveness. Now, I call it the art of forgiveness because it doesn't come natural to humans. It's not natural. One has to learn it. And not only learn it, one has to practice it. You have to practice it and make it a refined art. Because if you know, human beings fall sick for two different reasons. One is purely physiological, where they get bacterial infection, viral infection, parasite infection, they get impacts, they have an accident or somebody beats them up or something like that. And the other is psychosomatic. Psychosomatic is where the origin of the ailment lies in the psyche and the effect of it is seen on the body. All chronic ailments, when the term chronic is added to it, are psychosomatic in nature. And the greatest factor for psychosomatic conditions is forgiveness, not able to forgive somebody. Grief, anger, guilt and jealousy are the basic cause, fundamental cause for all psychosomatic ailments. Now what happens? You need to forgive not only others, but you also need to forgive yourself. It's not that always we have grudge against others, we sometimes have a grudge against ourselves. No? I wish I could have done this, why I could not do this, why I did not do this, is the question we ask ourselves for a long time in my life, in our lives. And then what happens because of that? We become psychologically very distressed, and that distress leads to psychological conditions. Ailments like diabetes, arthritis, rheumatism, hypertension, all are psychosomatic in nature. So what is forgiveness? To understand forgiveness, one has to go to the basic ethos of it. Why is it necessary that we should forgive? We should forgive not because we need to be a good person and it's not for the purpose of the other's solace. We need to forgive for our own benefit. Carrying anger, carrying stress, carrying anxiety on our back when we don't forgive anybody is like carrying a burden on our shoulders and trudging through life. The other person may not even know that he has caused you hurt. The other person may have never intended to cause you hurt. But you got angry, you got offended, you developed stress. That's why it is important to forgive, because maybe that person never intended to harm you. Secondly, that person cares two hoots. The other person doesn't care. Why should he care? If he really meant to hurt you, he achieved his purpose. Why will he care? So he's moved on. But you stuck where it is, with that hurt, with that anger. So essentially, forgiveness is for yourself and not for others. And why should one forgive? One should forgive because if you don't forgive, you are carrying his burden on your shoulder. And why should you carry somebody else's burden on your shoulder? Life has enough burdens for you to carry. Why are you carrying additional burden on your shoulder? And when you carry that additional burden on your shoulder, you find that life becomes difficult. You are overloaded. It slows down your progress. It slows down your pace. It causes you pain. It causes you discomfort. And it causes you to become bitter. Now, one of the biggest problems with not forgiving somebody is the bitterness that seeps into your life. When you become bitter, your attitude changes, your behavior changes, your emotions change, and even with those people who are loving, kind and compassionate towards you, your behavior is altered. What is happening? You are building resentment in other people. Maybe because they love you also, and because they care for you, maybe they are compassionate people, so they may not hurt you back, but they will avoid you. So you will lose friends, you will lose associates, you will lose relationships. Who is suffering? You are suffering. For what? Because somebody said something or somebody did something which he doesn't even know or he doesn't even care. So what are you carrying it for with you? By carrying it with you, you are only ruining your own peace of mind. you are ruining your life. Therefore, it is necessary that one should learn forgiveness. How does one forgive? You say, how can I forgive? He did such a thing to me. He hurt me so deeply. I'm so pained. How dare he did like this? So many factors that come up. So what is the reason? Why should and how should you forgive? The first thing about forgiveness is you must remember that there is no person who is absolutely bad and who is absolutely good. If one wants to hold a grudge, you can hold a grudge with the best of people on earth. Jesus Christ was hanged on the cross. Sri Krishna was drawn into a battle. Yeah. So there is nobody absolutely good or nobody absolutely bad. Everybody has good and everybody has bad in them. It depends what you are looking at. So when you are angry with somebody, when you are hurt by somebody, you are focusing more on the bad of the person. And that is why you cannot forgive the person. Because every time you think of forgiving the person, the bad comes up to you. So how do you overcome that? The only way to overcome that is to think about the good things about the person. My teacher Maha Choa gives you a very beautiful forgiveness exercise. He says, think of the person whom you want to forgive. And think of 5 good points about the person. Not more. Just 5 good points about the person. 5 things that you would like to appreciate in that person. It may be very difficult when you are angry with somebody to do it initially. But with a little bit of effort, it is possible for all of us, because we are also not bad people. And we are intelligent beings. So we know that there is good in everybody. So even the worst criminal loves his family. So there is always something good for us to look at that person. So make a little effort and find out what are the 5 good things in the life of that person. And recognize that. And truly and genuinely from your heart, appreciate that this person, even though he has been so nasty to me, even though that I have such a bad opinion about him, has these good qualities in him. These qualities are noble qualities. These qualities are loving qualities. These are compassionate qualities. These are the qualities that a good human being must have. And he has it in him. And appreciate it. And wish that these qualities were what he exhibited to you instead of what he actually did. So that is very important. When that happens, then your entire anger or your animosity against the person starts shifting.
You also reinforce the goodness in them.
And you also reinforce the goodness in them. Now, remember one thing in life. What you give, so you receive. What you give, so you receive. If you keep on thinking about the bad that that person has done, and you're angry with that person, what will you evoke from him? Only anger back. But if you are able to acknowledge the goodness in that person, if you are able to think of the niceness of the person, and if you are able to give him love and compassion too, give him appreciation for what he has done, there is a lot of likelihood that he may respond accordingly to you. So even though he must have hurt you sometime, but he will make amends. So one of the greatest factors in forgiveness is to think about the 5 good things of the person. Don't think that you are doing him a favor by forgiving him. Don't do him a favor by forgiving him. Do yourself a favor. And when you do yourself a favor, you will win a friend. You will win a compatriot instead of winning an enemy. So that is what forgiveness does. Now how does it help you? If you do not forgive, you will all the time have stress. Every time the thought of that person comes to you, it will evoke stress in your body. Every time you see the person, it's still worse. Every time somebody mentions that person to you, you get agitated. Now this agitation, this stress will cause you what? Will cause you sickness, will cause you illness. It may cause psychosomatic conditions, and these psychosomatic conditions will make you sick. Either you will get a disease that is physical manifestation, or you will get a mental manifestation. In any case, it will spoil your peace of mind. And if you have spoiled peace of mind or disturbed peace of mind, your own relationships, which otherwise would have been harmonious, also tend to become disharmonious. So what do you think? Is it good to keep anger and not to forgive somebody, or it is best to forgive? Now there is a standard saying, forgive and forget. But it's not possible. It is not possible to forget. Why is it not possible to forget? Because we are intelligent human beings. And intelligence has a memory factor. So if you cannot remember, it's a deficiency in your intelligence. So you will remember. Definitely you will remember. And that memory of it will teach you. The memory of it should teach you how you should react, how you should interact with the person, how you should act when such a situation arises. The memory of it should tell you what are the areas that you should not tread upon with this person. Now each person has their own. So you analyze and see, okay, I treaded on his feet. When I do this, I'm treading on his toes. Definitely he will react badly. Otherwise he's a good person. Why he doesn't behave badly with somebody? So memory is good. And memory will always be there. You cannot erase memory. But the emotions, the negative emotions, the emotions of anger, the emotions of anxiety, the emotions of distrust, all that is associated with not forgiving a person should not come back with the memory. The memory can come back. So you remember the event, you remember the happenings, but the memory, the emotions don't come back. And since the emotions don't come back, there is no pain, because pain is not a memory, pain is only an emotion. So there is no pain, there is no stress, there is no anxiety. Then a person, when you reach that state, then a person can forgive. And when that person forgives, he not only forgives the other person, but he's forgiving himself. He's helping himself greater than he's helping anybody else. Another area of forgiveness is with ourselves. Forgiving others, comparatively an easy subject. Forgiving ourselves is a very difficult subject. Many times in life, we have to take decisions, we have to do things which later in life we don't like. And then we feel guilty. Anger is one thing, hatred is another thing, but guilt is the worst. You feel guilty. Why I couldn't do this? Why am I such a, whatever you say, the negative words for it, no? Why am I so bad? Why did I do this? I should not have done this. I should not have been like this. Or I should have done like this and I did not do it. I have no guts, I have no courage, whatever. Anger. No forgiveness. So therefore, not only forgiving others is important, forgiving yourself is important. If you don't forgive yourself, how will you reconcile with your situation? Life doesn't end there. Life goes on. And for you to move forward, you need to get unstuck. If you get stuck with a situation that happened sometime in your life, you are not able to move forward. So if you still hold guilt, if you still hold self-anger, self-hatred, which is all a part of not forgiving yourself for having done something or having not done something, then you cannot move ahead. And moving ahead is the real essence of life. You are alive only when you make progress. So, forgiving others, forgiving yourself is one of the most important things in your life. If you want to stay healthy, if you want to stay happy, and if you want to live a contributory life where you make contribution into the lives of others. Forgiveness is a continuous process. So when you begin with, maybe you are doing forgiveness with a particular person, with a particular event, with a particular situation. But this is a continuous process, because anger, jealousy, hatred, stress, guilt keeps on happening in life. This is the nature of human beings. And since it's the nature of human beings, the solution for it is also a continuous process. So we need to do it continuously. So as we do it continuously, whenever this thought comes and whenever the emotion comes up, do the forgiveness. Think of the 5 good things. It's so simple. Even with yourself, think of 5 good things. Yeah, I'm a bad person. I did not do it. Okay, what are the 5 good things in me? Are there not 5 good things in my life that I can appreciate? So I find out the 5 good things in my life. I appreciate them. I acknowledge them. I analyze them. And I make a resolution that I will do that in my life every time. I will try to exercise those 5 good aspects of my life into everything that I do, everything that I say. And then, so it's a continuous process. Yes, it will come up again and again for some time. Because it's not a one-time show. It takes time to go. So slowly, it's my teacher is one to say that our negative thoughts and emotions are like an onion. There are layers and layers and layers of it. So you remove one layer, there's another layer. You remove another layer, there's still another layer. Then you remove another layer, there's still yet another layer. So there are layers and layers. You keep on have to remove the layers till there is no more onion. You don't come to the core of the onion at all. The core of the onion is another layer. When you remove the last layer, there is no onion. So it's just like that. You remove the layers and ultimately there is no reason to be angry with anybody. Neither with yourself nor with the whole world.